And he said he's kind of teasing you like, I want you out here more, but aren't you out here almost like every day?
I live next door.
Yeah, so he's like, I'm just teasing her, but I want to see her all the time. So this is your Jericho right here. And he's even happy if you just come over and have a cup of coffee with him. He's perfectly fine about that. And he said, I'm really good at drama. And I'm like, oh, like what? He goes, he'll be walking along going, oh, my hips are killing me, you know. But he really doesn't hurt that bad. He's just very funny. He's got a very dry sense of humor. And he was a little worried when you had to let him go, but he was actually okay coming to her, so he's still glad to see you. Sometimes they close a chapter, it's like, well, later for you. But he's asking you, how's your new horse going? He said, aren't you sad that you got rid of me now?
Of course.
Yeah,
But
see?
that was only, I did it for him, though. I wouldn't have done it, except he told me that he had to go.
I know. Well, it's so funny because he's just like, she's second guessing that decision, you know. So, okay. He said he would go to the beach with Willis, so he said, I'd like to go to the beach. That'd be very nice. So he said that he's had a couple of bad traumas in a trailer, though, so he's really worried about getting in a trailer. And, you know, we should really think about if we ever have to get out of here for a fire. Do you guys ever practice that? Loading horses in trailers and getting them out of here? You should really think about that.
He did okay.
Okay, because he said, I want to go in a trailer to go to the beach, but I get worried. And you know, at his age, that's understandable. So, and at one point he said he had a huge saddle on, but he likes the saddle you have now. So, is it like a treeless or something? Because he said it fits really comfortable. Okay, because he's like, it's great. I love it. Yeah, he's very happy about that. But he said he's always been the crusty bachelor until he met this gal. And then she kept saying, I love you. And he's like, oh, crap, okay. But now he said it's good because he said, now I love you too. He's like, it's all right, you know. He didn't want to get attached to anybody because he had been moved a lot of times before you got him. And he said he was on a dude string for a while. Is that the place that you got him from?
I don't know any of his background.
Okay, he said he
had
was.
dead eyes when I got him.
Yeah, he said he was just like, go around the park, whatever, pick my nose, you know, that kind of thing. So, okay. So he said he wouldn't mind chasing cows. He thinks that'd be kind of fun if you wanted to do that. He likes to do fun things, so he doesn't want to be retired. That's good for you to know. He's very happy. He enjoys the ponies. He thinks they're fun. I asked him, I said, well, would you want to live over at Mom's house? And he goes, oh, this is easier for me to be here. He said, I'm okay with that. He has seen llamas, but he was out with another horse that hadn't seen llamas, and he said that horse almost had a nuclear meltdown. So I don't know if that was with you or with you, but he's like, that horse was like, aliens, you know, freaked him out.
We used the same word, but it wasn't llamas. When we had the experience, it was with an Icelandic pony.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, he said that was freaky,
Yeah.
so. Because he sees really well at a distance. He sees farsighted really well. Things up close are blurry. That's why he'll step back when you come to him, because you're not in his view all the way. He also wanted to know if you would have a beer with him, too. He'd like to have a beer. He thinks that'd be kind of fun. And he's had pizza crust, too. He likes pizza crust. He said, everyone's having a pizza party, and someone handed me a pizza crust. He goes, it was good. I liked it. So I said, okay. So I asked him if he had any problems. He goes, I don't think so. I think I'm a pretty cool dude. And I said, all right. He said, I should be a little bit more of a gentleman, though. When he feels you getting on, he wants to walk off. So have you been asking him to stand quietly now? Because he's like, that's something you should really remind me. That's just being a gentleman kind of thing.
He wanted to scratch on me every 2 minutes. I stopped that.
Okay. Well, he also said that there was another reason before her. There was someone else who was, I don't want to say handicapped, but I think they had a problem with their hip. And he said that guy asked him to come around and give him a treat. So he would stand still. So that's kind of where that came from. It kind of came back with you. So I said, okay. And he said, that's fine if you tell me not to do it. So, okay. So what kind of things can I ask him for? Oh, another one that's prepared. Whip out your question.
I've did everything.
Good, okay.
Yeah,
Mary and I ride together.
I can even read it. That's
I
great.
kind of broke this up into
Okay.
his life.
Okay, great. Okay. Suffered in his early years. He goes, I may have suffered, but it's not so bad. Okay. Only because he's had a couple of people that were pretty heavy riding him.
But look at what he
So,
did.
okay, well, that was the
And
first
they were
example.
not nice.
Okay. Saddle. Well, he said one time the saddle went all the way under, so he said he did one of those. He said my tongue did not get split by a person. He said that was not by a person. The tooth was by a person, unfortunately, because he said the guy got mad and turned me and I smacked into a tree kind of thing. So that's how he hurt his tooth.
What's with the tongue?
Oh, when I asked him about that, yeah, I asked him what happened, and he said that there was a time where their water barrels were, I mean, it was very makeshift, and he said there was wire and stuff, so he said, I did that. They didn't do that. Okay. Scars on his chest? He goes, yeah. He said, I have them. He said, but again, he said, I'm over that. I would say yes, Mexico, but not all the way down south Mexico. I mean, I think he was right at the border, because he said he just knew when he came in. And he said, I'm over the whole thing. We always want to hold on to it, and there was a good reason to ask, because some horses have flashbacks, as some of the other ones I did. But he's like, you know what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And now I get the total cush life here. I got 2 chicks that love me. What's not to like about that? So, and his initial person, I mean, there are good choros and bad choros. His initial person was very good to him. He said, I was worth a lot of money. Then he fell on hard times. So his whole life hasn't been that bad. He said, I've seen some things. I'm not going to tell you about them, but I've seen some things. Okay, so definitely he gives her credit. He calls her his guardian angel. You're his mom now, but that's his angel. And yeah, as far as doing all that trail riding and stuff, okay, now he spends his time at Easy Trails with Pope Nolan. He goes, I'm happy about that. Yeah, absolutely.
But he wants to chase cows?
Yeah, he said, I think that would be fun one time. It's just a one-time thing. Once in a while he gets a little bored on the same trail ride, but he goes, you know what? He goes, I like being your emotional therapy. Again, and not all horses want to do that. And he said, he's definitely a cup of coffee horse. He wants to know how you're doing. He said, I'm fine with that. He goes, better than kids. Sorry, kids, I'm not into kids. So, okay. Doesn't want to work in the arena. He's like, wah, wah. God, that's so boring. He said, I'd rather be on a boring trail than being around in an arena. So, okay. Fascination with your helmet. He said, he said your head smells good. So he likes your helmet.
It's like weird.
Yeah, well, you know, this is the things that they like. Okay, horseshoes, yes, he said his feet are feeling much better now with the pads. Okay. Lives to eat. He goes, what horse doesn't live to eat?
Oh, this one.
Okay.
Is
So he's so interested in the horse trailers. Okay, yeah. Well, all horses, if they're allowed to, smell manure because it's their calling card. That's just who they are. Well, because he wants to know who it is, you know, and it's like dogs smelling each other's rear ends and stuff like that, but most horse people don't allow it to happen, and I get that, but if we're out on the trail and my horse wants to smell who it is, that's fine, you know, because also they're smelling for fear. I've had a couple of horses say, look, if I smell another horse's poop and there's fear, we're not going on that trail, because something must have scared the daylights out of them, you know, or they're not happy. So he's just having a good time. So he's hoping that this is his last stop. He's not going anywhere. And again, happy to see her and wants to make sure that she's okay. And then if he could give you flowers, he would give you a ton of flowers. He thinks that would be kind of fun. He also said he'd like to do, he's been in a barn, I don't know if you guys do bobbing for apples and stuff in October and, you know, have fun days and get costume classes. He goes, I could do all that kind of stuff. I don't mind getting dressed up. I'm pretty cool. So he said that'd be fine. And I asked him about a parade and he goes, no parades. He said, but I would go chase some cows or do some horse camping.
Did he ever do parade?
He said I was forced to do one night in London.
Sorry.
So he said initially he got there and he was like, this is not the place for me. So, but he got through it.
He's got a big scar down here,
Yeah.
and it looked like they sewed it. It's all
Yeah,
not nice.
again, I think it's, yeah, he's just like, you know, he's like, I appreciate that you're worried about that, but I don't worry about it. He's like, it's not where I live anymore. He said, I'm furry and I'm having a good time and I love life and that's all that matters right now.
The other when in fact when Pearl had him to put a saddle on him and go to cinch him, and he would back up 30 feet. Yeah. So what happened?
Yeah, I bet.
What started that?
Yeah. A lot of it was because he didn't like the guy that was riding him at the time. That's what it was. And this is a respiratory acupressure point, you know, believe it or not, where we put the girth. And some horses that either have asthma, or if they have a heart issue, or if they've had strangles or something, they will react that way too. But you read it right. Yes, absolutely, you read it right. Yeah, it was. But he said, now I'm okay with it, you know, and you ask his permission. She asks permission about doing stuff. That's a big difference. And when you did see him, he was totally shut down. He was like, okay, I'm hiding, I'm out of here. Yeah, so, but he's come back, and, you know, it's just so great that he gets to, now he wants to have a beer with you and go chase cows and all that kind of stuff. And he also said to me, he said to me, you need to go around because I have a very fabulous rear end. And I said, okay, I'll have to check it out. Oh, yes, it's pretty handsome. It is, pretty. He says, all right, my kind of broad. All right, keep it going, so. Because he said, I have cute buns. So I said, okay. He's so adorable.
The fellow she got him from, he started out being 12, and the more interested she got in buying him, he turned into 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So we're anticipating 22.
Okay, so I was showing Stacy, I don't know if she's still here, about how to do muscle testing. Do you know kinesiology? Okay, so the short version is you can test different supplements, but it'd be interesting to try to figure out how old he is. So he's kind of stand square, and now we're going to say,
me?
yeah, you're going to stand square, and what's his name again?
Dooley.
Dooley, okay. So you start saying, Dooley, tell me how old you are, and start counting off. So just say, Dooley, how old are you? Make the statement.
Oh, Dooley, how
How old are you? And start saying one, start counting. 2, 3, and when you start leaning forward or back, keep going. 30.
Oh, we're doing an exercise.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
sorry. I didn't explain that. Okay. So say, Dooley, how old are you?
Dooley, how old are you?
Okay, and start counting. 1,
1,
2,
2,
keep going.
3,
And let's
4,
see when you start moving.
5, 6, 7,
Okay.
8, 9, 10.
Moving forward or back? No.
12, 13,
Getting close.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,
Okay.
21.
Okay, it's starting to lean back.
23, 24, 25.
Okay, you feel like you're leaning back there. Okay, that's. So sometimes if it's a supplement, you get a very, God bless, very big dramatic thing. I asked him how old he feels, and he said he only feels 18. So that's pretty good.
Oh, and look at him.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
runs like he's 18.
Yes,
still.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he said I only feel 18, but he definitely feels like he's probably closer to 25.
Yeah, he has a motor in him.
But that's his joie de vivre for life now. So I think that's pretty good. He also just asked for a part of a banana. He said he had that. He thought that was pretty good. He liked that.
Does he like that?
And he likes homemade oatmeal cookies. He thinks that's pretty cool. He likes that. So, but your saddle
like
fits
when I
him
run
really
it?
well. He's very comfortable, and he said, "I'm enjoying myself." So I think it was cute. He's like, "You tell Willis if he wants to go to the beach, I'll go to the beach with
See,
him."
I
think
missed
it'd be a
the
lot of
Willis
fun.
reading.
Yeah, but Willis wanted to go to the beach with his mom, so he said, "I'd like to go to the beach." He thinks that'd be very cool. So, and he also said he feels safe here, which is great.
Yeah, he does. And he wasn't happy where he was for the first year and a half.
Yeah,
He was
kinda
very
scared.
unhappy, nasty,
Yeah.
charged the fence and charging the horses.
Yeah.
And here he's.
And he wasn't getting a lot of sleep. He was getting sleep deprived, so I think.
Well, he
was
left
sort of
Carol's and went to a big barn in
Oh,
Jericho,
okay,
and he
got it.
was not happy. And I wasn't there but about 3 days a week.
Aw.
And so,
Well, now you're right in my backyard, Mom. Literally, practically. Such a good boy.
I can hear him at night.
Yeah, that's great.
It is.
Well, as I said to Stacy and I say to my horse, every day is a gift. I say goodnight in the morning to everybody, and that's the way to live. That's for sure.
bless.
So.
Totally, totally. Colleen is a friend of Carol's and has ridden Doolie
Oh, okay.
both at Carol's, and she wanted to know.
Well, he said you can ride me bareback. You don't even need.
Oh yeah,
we-
I did today.
Yeah, he said I'm
She
perfectly
rides
okay with
the
that.
halter.
Yeah,
Carol did.
yeah, yeah.
I
And
use it. Dr.
does he
Coates
like
does
Well,
it
whatever
his
you
tongue.
feel comfortable with, that's what you do. Yeah.
Does he like it when I run him?
Yeah, well, at first he was like, "Does my mom say this is okay?" Because he kept looking around like, "Is she all right with this?"
No.
So yeah, but he,
No.
So he said, "So we
Just
only."
so you know.
Yeah. Well, okay. There you go. There's your answer to that. He said, "I don't think I should be doing that. I'm supposed to be doing the mosey thing." Well, he said you want to preserve him is the word he used, and so that's good. So that's why you don't want him getting too wild. But if he's with you and he offers a little bit of a jog or something, that's okay. Yeah, that's absolutely okay. So what a sweet boy he is.
He's an awfully sweet horse.
Yeah. Well, he's lucky to
Dang.
have the two of you gals. That's
Thank you.
very
He's
cool.
got- He's got
Lots of gals.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Every guy's dream to have all these chassis.